7 viewers. That we should be live. Good morning, Deandra.
Good morning.
Still waiting for board members to gather. Morning, Mike. We are waiting for we need one more board member, and then we'll have a quorum to start. Somebody just joined. Jeff is here. Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
Good, and you? You guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I'll mute until needed.
I'll give Charles Glass another minute before we get started, if that's okay, Joe.
Sure.
So, Joe, we do have a quorum. I don't know how much. Oh, here he comes. Just in time. Morning, Charles. Good afternoon. Okay, so, Joe, just to let you know, we do have a quorum from Hartford County. We have Joe Semick. From Montgomery County, we have Willie Wayner. Anne Arundel, we have Brody Holthouse. Frederick County, we have Mike Marshner. Carroll County, we have Jeff Castanway, and Maryland Environmental Service, we have Charles Glass. Those are all board members. Also in attendance today, we have Matt Garbark from Baltimore City, Mark DeLuca from Howard County, DeAndrea Walker and Mike Beechler from Baltimore County. And then here at the authority, I'm Chris Skaggs. We have Andrew Kays and Kim Gordon. And just as a reminder to you all, we are streaming this live on YouTube to stay in compliance with the Open Meeting Act. And with that, Joe, we are good to start.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. My name is Joseph Semick, Director of Public Works for Hartford County, Maryland. The public has been provided information on our website to view this meeting being conducted via this WebEx call. Today's authority meeting does not have closed session items. And we have confirmed that we've established a quorum. So the chair calls to order the 354th meeting of the Northeast Maryland Waste Disposal Authority, November 2nd, 2020. Is there a motion on item 2020-7-1?
So moved, Jeff.
Second?
Second, Mike Marshall.
Thank you. Discussion?
So the authority staff is asking for a contract increase for ARM in the amount of $860,000. The bulk of this increase, approximately $500,000 of it, is to assist Montgomery County with water intake structural improvements. We provided in the board package some of the improvements. I can tell you we have not finalized that list yet as we're going through final engineering. But this will allow for ARN to continue the construction, design and construction of water intake construction for the RRF. In addition, we're asking for approximately $360,000 to be added to their contracts just to allow for other jurisdictions to do work on upcoming activities.
Are there any questions or discussion from the members? Hearing none, all in favor of item 2020-7-1?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Abstentions? Hearing no opposition, that item is approved. Is there a motion on item 2020-7-2?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion?
So this action item is in support of the previous action item we just did. We're asking for an increase of $500,000 to the Montgomery County Resource Recovery Facility budget line item, which would raise the amount for the RRF account to $3,836,258 for fiscal year 2021.
Are there any questions or discussion from the members? All in favor of item 2020-7-2?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Abstentions? Hearing no opposition, that item is approved. Is there a motion on item 2020-7-3?
So moved.
Second?
Second, Jeff.
Thank you. Discussion?
Good afternoon. This contract item is for GBB to provide strategic planning work with respect to the technical plan for Baltimore County. So this is a contract amendment to help facilitate this work. We're asking for an increase in GBB's contract of $125,000. Part of that increase is for the tactical plan effort, and the remaining balance is for upcoming efforts for other jurisdictions. The board was provided the technical scope for the technical plan in their board package.
Thank you. Are there any questions or discussion from the members? Hearing none, all in favor of item 2020-7-3?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Hearing no opposition, that item is approved. Is there a motion on item 2020-7-4?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion?
This action item is a follow-up to previous approved item. This is a budget increase of $175,000 for the account in Baltimore County for the authority's budget. This work allows for the tactical plan as well as some additional funding for work that is under planning at the county's landfill.
Are there any questions or discussion from the members? All in favor of item 2020-7-4?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Hearing no opposition, that item is approved. Is there a motion on item 2020-7-5?
So moved, Mike.
Second?
Second, Willie.
Thank you. Discussion?
The purpose of this action item is to make contract amendments to 4 of our on-call engineering firms. The increase in the budget will allow for additional work to be performed at the members' requests. For EA Engineering, we're asking for an increase in their contract of $400,000 to assist with composting design work in Howard County, as well as other work, including work in Montgomery County. For Geosyntec, we're asking for a $200,000 increase to their contract, and this is to support work in Harford County for the master plan of landfill. HCR Engineering, $100,000, and this is for work supporting the RRF in Montgomery County. And SCS Engineers, $550,000 increase to their contract, and this is for work in Montgomery County at the transfer station for ongoing improvements, as well as demolition work at the Goody landfill and support for work in Baltimore City.
Are there any questions or discussion from the members? All in favor of item 2020-7-5?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Hearing no opposition, that item is approved. Is there a motion on item 2020-7-6?
So moved.
Second?
Second, Charles.
Thank you. Discussion?
So staff is requesting an increase in Gordon Feinblatt's contract. They're one of our on-call legal firms, an increase in amount of $150,000. That would bring their total contract amount up to $200,000. We have engaged Gordon Feinblatt to assist us in defense of the Covanta ash reduction penalty complaint that they have served on us. So we're just trying to make sure we have our outside counsel involved in this.
Thank you. Are there any questions or discussion from the members? Hearing none, all in favor of item 2020-7-6?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Abstentions? Hearing no opposition, that item is approved. Is there a motion on item 2020-7-7?
So moved, Jeff.
Second, Mike.
Thank you. Discussion?
So staff is requesting an increase in Hogan Lovells contract, $50,000. Hogan Lovells is another one of our outside counsels, our on-call outside counsels. They have been assisting us with legal services regarding actually the action item 7-10 that we're going to be talking about in a few minutes regarding the waste disposal agreement extension with Legal Bear.
Are there any discussions or questions from the member? All in favor of item 2020-7-7?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Hearing no opposition, that item is approved. Is there a motion on item 2020-7-8?
So moved, Mike.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion?
Staff is requesting a budget amendment change to the Baltimore City / Bresco line item in our budget. We're requesting an $80,000 increase for this fiscal year, which would bring that line item up to $100,000. Again, this is to assist or to allow us to do the work regarding the Wheelabrator extension that's coming up on another line.
Are there any questions or discussion from the members?
My only question is, do these three need, 8, 9, and 10 need to be tied together or contingent?
Can you repeat that, Mike? I'm sorry, I missed that.
I wondered if 8, 9, and 10 are all together or contingent upon each other.
So 7 and 8 are regarding, those are for efforts that we've already been undertaking. Action item number 9 is related to Montgomery County, so it's not related at all. And then action item 10 is the request for the extension of the contracts with Wheelabrator.
So my question is 7, 8, and 10, are they contingent on each other, or can we take them individually?
I think we take them individually.
Thank you. All in favor of item 2020-7-8?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Hearing no opposition, that item is approved. Is there a motion on item 2020-7-9?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion?
So staff is requesting a budget amendment for the Montgomery County landfill gas to energy line item in our budget. We're asking for a $200,000 increase. This will bring the total budget line item to 1.6 million, a little over 1.6 million. And this is to allow for the completion of the demolition of the Goody landfill gas energy project that was decommissioned a few years ago.
Are there any questions or discussion from the members? All in favor of item 2020-7-9?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Hearing no opposition, that item is approved. Is there a motion on item 2020-7-10?
So moved.
Second?
Second, Mike.
Discussion?
So we are asking, the staff is asking for the ability to enter into contract amendments related to the waste disposal for Baltimore City and extension of the Wheelabrator contracts. The authority was requested by Baltimore City to enter into these contracts. It would be a 10-year renewal of the existing contract, which would bring the term of that contract to December 31st, 2031. These extensions are going to be required as part of a settlement of a lawsuit between Baltimore City and Wheelabrator regarding the Baltimore City Clean Air Act. And all of the approvals that you'll give today will be based on final approval by the City Board of Estimates. The highlights of the contract, again, along with the 10-year extension, is continuation of the current cost structure that's in the contract now. And it will require Wheelabrator to provide substantial air pollution control emission upgrades. All of those upgrades will be at the cost of Wheelabrator. And also, I'd like to mention that these contracts will not require what is called a put or pay contract. So Baltimore City will be able to continue advancing their diversion programs to minimize the waste that is produced or that is produced instead for disposal. So staff is specifically requesting the approval substantially of form that has been presented to you all. The amended and restated subdivision user contract between the authority and the City and Council of Baltimore. The amended and restated waste disposal agreement between the authority and Wheelabrator. The amended and restated Hawkins Point disposal contract between the authority and the City and Council of Baltimore. Assignment of the Hawkins Point disposal contract between the authority and Wheelabrator. and the settlement agreement and release, which is actually between the city and Wheelabrator, but the authority joins as a party to. And again, all of these transaction documents, as I would call them, are subject to approval by the Board of Estimates. I'm also asking, should there be any other small changes that are needed, non-substantial changes that are needed between now and approval by the Board of Estimates, that I would have the authority to enter into that.
Are there any questions or discussion from the members?
Chris, I have just clarification. So the city has been working with the authority and Wheelabrator for a couple of years to work out this extension, and I'll call it settlement agreement, based on their legislative initiative on the clean air. So this is what the city's requested, and they've constructed this, and we're sort of facilitating it. Is that an accurate examination of this?
Yes, it is.
And the city obviously is in favor of it.
This is Matt
I'm
Garbark.
assuming there's no opposition at the city level.
Yeah, this is Matt Garbark representing the city. We are in favor of this and are recommending approval.
Okay. That's all I had.
Any other questions or discussion from the members? All in favor of item 2020-7-10?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
I will abstain, Joe.
Hearing no opposition and one abstention, that item is approved. Is there a motion on item 2020-7-11?
So moved, Jeff.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion?
Good afternoon. The board has seen the draft audit in a previous transmission for approval pending final review by the auditors. The financials have been finalized and submitted in the board package that you received. And staff is asking now for the formal approval of the audit for June 30, 2020 and 2019.
Are there any questions or discussion from the members? All in favor of item 2020-7-11?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Hearing no opposition, that item is approved. There's a discussion item, 2020-7D.1, telework policy.
Yes, and so we're, authority staff is providing this update to the board regarding the telework policy. The authority has been following current state of Maryland guidance and guidelines as it pertains to the current pandemic. And we have worked up this teleworking policy itself to better flesh out what will happen under normal operations, so to speak. And so this, for instance, this policy will allow the development of a program which allows selected employees to work from a remote work site on a schedule as approved by the executive director. The employee will work with their direct supervisor to make sure that their work can be completed. We also then define for whom what a teleworker is. This is a voluntary teleworking policy. It can be suspended at any point by the executive director or the employee participating in that particular program. All the rules, policies, and regulations of regular employment at the authority still are enforced under this teleworking policy. An employee will be responsible for creating a safe, dedicated workspace as remote, and also for the protection of authority equipment that they're using to perform this telework.
Thank you. Are there any questions or other discussion from the members on this item?
Hey, Joe, it's Jeff. I just question, do you have any employees there at the attorney office that live in Pennsylvania?
Now, all of our employees are really Maryland employees. We do have a new employee that starts in a little over a week that is currently living in Virginia.
Okay, and just keep in mind, depending on how your insurance is with, anybody living out of state, you may want to look into that and see what the policies and procedures are, because in some cases, you may not be covered under part of your insurance if somebody living out of state telecommutes.
We'll look at that, Jeff.
Thank you. Any other questions or discussion on that item? Do any of the members have any additional items for discussion at this time? Hearing none, there being no further business on this agenda, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you all.